Imagine waking up to a deafening blast that shakes the ground beneath your feet. Windows shatter, trees collapse like matchsticks, and the sky ignites with a strange light, as if a second sun had risen. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. It is a real event that happened in the heart of Siberia in 1908, and to this day, scientists haven't fully uncovered its true cause. On the morning of June 30th, 1908, a remote area near the Tunguska River in Siberia was rocked by a massive explosion. Its estimated energy, 10 to 15 megatons of TNT, hundreds of times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. The most shocking part, the blast occurred in the air without leaving behind a crater or a clear meteorite. Yet, it flattened nearly 80 million trees over an area of more than 2,000 square kilometers. Imagine an entire forest the size of a major city, wiped out in seconds. People living hundreds of kilometers away reported seeing a giant fireball racing across the sky, followed by a thunderous boom. In Europe, strange glowing nights were observed for weeks, bright enough for people to read newspapers at midnight without any lamps. Amazingly, because the explosion happened in such a remote region, no large-scale deaths were recorded, just a few casualties from shock and falling debris. But this remoteness also added to the mystery and made the event one of the greatest unsolved puzzles of the 20th century. Serious investigations didn't begin until 19 years later, when Russian scientist Leonid Kulik led the first expedition to the site. And what he found was bizarre. No crater, no massive fragments of a meteorite, just millions of trees, all lying flat, pointing away from the epicenter as if something had exploded above them. Strangely, trees at the very center were still standing, but scorched. Was it an icy comet that vaporized before hitting the ground? A small asteroid that exploded in the atmosphere? A giant natural gas bubble igniting in the swampy ground? Or something more secretive, an early weapons test, or even an alien spacecraft? The more scientists tried to explain it, the stranger it became. For example, why were no large meteorite fragments ever found? Why did the trees all fall outward while the ones closest to the center stayed upright but burned? These details only deepen the mystery. In recent decades, with the help of modern simulations and satellite data, most experts believe it was caused by a space object, likely an icy comet, that exploded at an altitude of 5 to 10 kilometers due to extreme pressure and heat. This would explain the lack of a crater and the absence of big metallic fragments. But even today, there's no absolute physical proof to close the case for good. Just imagine if an explosion of this magnitude happened over a modern city today, it would be far more devastating than Hiroshima. That is why studying the Tunguska event isn't just a historical curiosity, it is a warning for humanity about the threats we still face from space. But the ultimate question remains, what if it wasn't a comet or an asteroid at all? Could it have been a natural phenomenon we still don't understand? Or a secret that lies buried deep in the Siberian wilderness? Tell us in the comments, which theory do you believe is closest to the truth? Do you think scientists might be hiding something they haven't revealed yet? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because soon we lines uncover the 5 most mysterious explosions in history that changed the world forever.